Now then, welcome to Into the Stars. This game is early access on Steam, released on the 9th of July, and I snapped it up. I've been looking through the early access games, and I like to have a look to see what's coming soon, just to try and stay ahead of the curve and pick out a game that I think I'm going to enjoy to play and record and show you guys. Well, Into the Stars is one of those games that kind of fits a genre of games that I used to play when I was younger. But I don't have any sort of comparison on the channel right now. So I thought I'd give it a go. I thought I'd give this Into the Stars a go upon release. And I've already played an hour and a half or so. I've already tried a few missions, and it is absolutely brutal. If you don't get through the first 30 minutes of the game, you basically have made the human race extinct. There is a lot of pressure to get things right, to make the right decisions, and if you fail, you have failed. It is harsh reality of failure. I'm going to show you, and hopefully I'm going to do better than I've done in practice. Hopefully the lessons that I've learnt will actually get me further this time round. But this may be one of those series where I have to restart from the very beginning over and over again before I get very far. It may be like, how fast can I die? How far can I travel? Let's see. Let's start with a new mission.
Congratulations on being selected to lead our final ship, the Ark13, from our home.
The final ship. This is the last of the human race travelling on this beautiful ship, the Ark13. I get to choose my character, and I think I'm probably going to go with the guy that was at the front there because it looks most like Nemsun. At least like me. He looks like a good guy. Let's make Captain Nemsun. Player name Nemsun. And there's a few options here. Science gives a +5 engineering stat at the mission start. Military officer gives a +5 toughness bonus at mission start. Entrepreneur, bringing your negotiation skills to the table, provides a discount on all trades. I haven't got as far as trading yet. Survivalist gives your crew a bonus to all percentage success rates. Now that's kind of important. The success rate is kind of important. Early game at least. Early game. So I'm going to go with a survivalist captain called Nemsun.
Final module selection is at your discretion, but choose wisely as we have limited space on board.
Now this is a fairly difficult part of the game, is choosing your systems. You need all 9 of these systems to actually make a go of it, and you've only got 1,000 credits. And the differences between the options don't leave much room for additional storage at the end, and additional storage is pretty useful. So what I've been attempting to do is try and find the best starting setup. You use resources. So in this case, life support uses CO2, converts CO2 into oxygen, or CO2 and biomatter into oxygen. 4 units of resources and costs you 55 credits, or 4 units and it's nitrogen instead of biomatter and 55 credits, or 3 units of CO2 but it costs you 75 credits. Now I favour just taking the CO2 option, because then daily per population use is 3 CO2, and that's quite harsh as well. You run out of life support, you run out of oxygen, everybody starts dying very quickly. Protein synchronizer is making food. Biomatter is the obvious choice at 100 credits, but at a lower cost you can mix biomatter with nitrogen. A higher cost you can mix biomatter with magnesium, and then you've got the simple foods. So I've been choosing to go with the simple foods again. I have tried a couple of other options, but they seem to be the best. That way you keep track of your CO2 and you keep track of your biomatter, and you know that's keeping your population alive. And then I try and reduce the fact that I don't use biomatter and CO2 for anything else. For the engine, we've got hydrogen interstellar, which gives us a speed of 150,000. There's 125,000. There's 100,000. Now, the best speed is possibly the best the best ratio of product as well, because that uses CO2, which eats into the population's fuel supply. This only uses 2 hydrogen, but gives you a slower speed. And the biomatter, you need that for food, so that just doesn't seem to work out right. So I've been going with the fastest engine, mostly. However, I have noticed that you can pick up a faster engine during the game, so I'm going to go with the slower top speed with a hydrogen 2, equip that, and hope that I can find a better engine before I need a better engine. But that also means that I'm using hydrogen for the engine. Shuttle bay, I can use hydrogen per shuttle use, or magnesium per shuttle use, or hydrogen and CO2 per shuttle use. And the credits that it costs me to do this in the first place is fairly high. But the magnesium 50 seems to be a decent resource that I can get hold of fairly quickly. So I'm going to use the magnesium to send the shuttle down. It's kind of a dirty fuel, but it works. Then mining probe, nitrogen or hydrogen nitrogen, or magnesium again. The magnesium seems to be the cheapest to purchase, so I'm going to go with magnesium on that as well. And with the mining rig itself, we've also got a magnesium option, nitrogen option, and CO2 and magnesium option. I'm going to go with the magnesium option again there, just to try and limit how I'm using my resources. That's the main reason. I've already got 755 credits spent of 1,000, and I haven't even got into my combat systems yet. I may have to change some of these around, which could be awkward. Laser blasting. You want to do a lot of damage to the enemy ships, but if you can get away with not doing any combat whatsoever, then that's even better. We've got a 45 credits, a 55 credits, and a 50 credits. Now, the 55 credits does the most damage, but takes the longest time to charge. Again, these things I can pick up during, so I'm going to go for the cheapest options and hope to avoid fights to start off with. So cheapest option here, 65, 60, 65, 65, 60. 60 is the cheapest option there, so I'm going to go with a 60. And then shields wise, again, cheapest option is 100. So I'm going to go with the cheapest option. I'm going cheap, which leaves me with 40 credits to buy cargo, which is not very much. 50, 25, 15. I could get some additional space, but not much. I can get a 25, gives me 100 additional space, and then a 15, which gives me everything bought and paid for, 1,000 credits spent, an extra little bit of a cargo, which I really wish you could get more, but this setup feels like it's the best setup for starting out. Hopefully that's not my first major fail, but you can see there's plenty of options for how you can set up your ship in the first place, and that's a good indication on playstyle as well.
Select resources that best fit the needs of the modules and civilians on board.
Right, so to start off with, we've got life support and sequencers. Yeah, and the hydrogen for the engine. Hopefully I can get more of these resources before I need them. And to get those more resources, I need the shuttle bay, the mining probe, and the mining rig. I need those to be activated to replenish the stocks of materials. So what I want to do is figure out how much of these per use I'm going to have. So 75 and 75, 150 and 50, so that's like 200. I need to use them all once. So I'm going to go with something like 400. That's a very big scale. 400, so I can use them all twice. And if I can use them all twice, then I should be able to replenish my stocks. And I get to fill up my storage bay of 4,350 at the very start. So there we go. I need no nitrogen. I've got no need for nitrogen, so I'll pick that up on the way. There are upgrades to some of those things that require nitrogen. Maybe I'll need those in the future. Engine-wise, I'm going to go for at least 1,000. At least 1,000 fuel to get me to the first planet. And hopefully that'll do it. If I run out of fuel, then obviously I'm going to be a sitting duck, and everybody's just going to come along and kill me. There is an alien race that is attacking the Earth and trying to kill out humanity, and that is a big issue. Big issue, because as soon as they catch up with me, they're going to blow me up. Lots and lots, so I've got to stay ahead of them and escape with the final remaining population of Earth, humanity. And then we're going to kind of split these to 50-50, so I'm going to just increase these up a fair ways. Let's take that down a little bit, this up a little bit. This stuff really doesn't last long at all. Doesn't last long at all, so bear that in mind, that I'm already going to be struggling even by giving these quite a lot of resource. Quite a lot of resource, but still not enough, which is why the storage was very important earlier on. But that seems like the best deal that I can get right now, so we're going to go with that.
You'll need to select a balanced crew.
Right, crew-wise, we've got a roster. We can choose 6 people. Okay, 6 people. I need somebody who's good at mining. I need somebody who's good at commanding. I need a couple of good engineers for firing the ship's weapons. I need a good pilot for going and taking care of things. And I need a good medical officer. The toughness doesn't really come into it so much, but it's nice to have a high toughness. So we're going to start out with, well, we've got 2 medical officers there, 55-55, that are also high engineering, 50-50. The highest engineering is Frank Williams there, and he's also very good at mining and fairly good across the board, so I can send him off to do missions. So I'm going to enlist, let's see who's the best command first. I need the best pilot. He's going to be good as a pilot. Yes, let's enlist him. That's Anna Thomas. No, the naming gets a bit wrong sometimes. That's definitely not an Anna. He's been a male before now. I'm going to call him Pilot Jones. Pilot Jones, and I'll rename him Pilot Jones. Thank you very much. Okay, next up. So we've got a pilot. We want a medical officer. The medical officer, Chuck Jones or Dimitri Lewis. Dimitri Lewis is pretty good with command engineering and the medical, which is cool. So we're going to enlist him. We're also going to enlist the next guy with a high med, because he's got a high engineering and mining skill as well. And that's pretty useful. So we're going to introduce those 2. And we're going to change his name to Dr. Lewis. Doc Lewis instead of Dimitri. Rename him. And Chuck Jones, well, Chuck Norris comes to mind, but he's going to be pretty good with the engineering, so we're going to call him Engineer Chuck. Engineer Chuck, rename. There we go. Right, next up, we need somebody who's very good at mining, and that one seems to be pretty good with mining, and a good, decent command, pilot. Yeah, decent command. Mining's quite high. Best mining so far, so that one is going to be added. Enlist him. Phil Harris can be Miner Harris or Digger Harris for a nickname. There we go, rename him. We're also going to need a lieutenant, a commander who goes and does things for me around the ship, solves problems and that. And a higher engineering skill would be nice. So Frank Williams with a high engineering skill looks like a good officer. He's also got a high mining skill as well, which is nice. So I think we'll enlist Frank, and that can be Lieutenant Williams, to keep track of who's who and where they should be and where they should be working. So we've got a pilot, we've got a doctor, we've got an engineer, we've got a miner, we've got a lieutenant. We need another engineer. So the highest engineer is also good mining. Reggie is also good with command and medicine. So it may be better to take Reggie because I can use him for 2 other purposes as well. Which is useful, definitely useful, because we can then switch him around a little bit. We don't need more than 1 miner because the miner comes back. So I think I'll go with Reggie Lee, and we'll call him Engineer Lee so I know who he is. Rename Engineer Lee. Okay, so 2 engineers, very useful. A lieutenant, a digger, a pilot, and a doctor. That's the kind of crew setup that I've been trying out, and it seems to be a good crew. However, I've had little success overall. We're going to give it another go, though.
Entering hyperspace. All hands take position. Hyperspace jump complete.
And here we are, in-game. Very simple controls. We've got pitching nose up and down, steering rudder left and right, and a little bit of toggling the chair. So as you can see, we have a awesome Ark13 ship. Awesome Ark13.
Numerous signals now. This system appears to be quite active. You should note that the Scorn likely tracked our movements here and will attempt to follow. We should keep moving and try to reach Titus Nova as quickly as possible.
We are being followed.
Maximum power.
We're now moving at the maximum power towards this planet over here. I can jump into the command view. This is me in my seat, and I can still pilot and fly and all that kind of moving around from in here, which is pretty cool. But I want to get to this planet and start doing a little bit of mining as fast as I can. Map-wise, let's have a look. We've got multiple sectors to cross. So we start down here in these sectors, and we've got to get all the way up to this far sector at Titus Nova. And there are other sectors to travel through. We've got our resources on hand. We can see how much we're using and all that kind of stuff. We've got a little bit of storage space still left, which is cool. Engineering wise, we've got a few repair inventory pieces that can repair those different things as they get damaged in combat. And as the crew is required to do some jobs, we've got this little tab where we get some things going wrong on the ship, and we can assign crew members to go and fix things, which is very good. We're already on to day 7. We've already had a week just by talking, and we're just crossing the first sector. So what I want to do is aim for that planet, but also aim to be leaving that planet as well, because in no time whatsoever they will be tracking us and taking us down if they can. We've got limited amount of time in each sector before they track us down and potentially jump on us and attack us full force. If we see 3 ships coming into us, that's going to be bad. Okay, so now you can see this grid over the outside of the planet. We can press F to interact with that planet.
Orbit. Engines now idle.
Enter the door, docking.
Scorn closing in on us, Captain.
Threat level yellow already. Now we've got a chance to go and get some resources. There is a shuttle team that I can deploy.
Shuttle team selection.
I need a pilot, so we will take Pilot Jones. We will take the commander, which will be the lieutenant, got the highest command score. And the medical officer, Doc Lewis, can go down there as well. And they will head off to the planet. The weather is clear, 88% chance of success, which is okay, I suppose. If it fails, I don't know what happens, because I haven't had a fail mission like this before. Shuttle flight was successful. He gets 2 points in flight. Now I get to pick something that I don't know what's what. So, abandoned bunker, tunnel system, or government centre. I think I'll investigate the government centre. You don't really get to go back. If you go back, you've just basically lost the mission. This is the local capital, could hold some much needed supplies. Should we attempt to bargain with their government? Proceed. 88% chance of success. Failed.
Casualties sustained.
Lieutenant Williams has died. What an excellent start.
Captain, what are your orders?
Oh dear. That's immediately feel like doing a restart. But we're gonna just play around with it a little bit more.
Selection.
This may just be the first look at it, and I'll rebuild everything and start again. We need to send a pilot in on that kind of check. I've already lost my lieutenant then. 95% chance of success. Off we go.
Deployed.
Let's go and get some resources from there. We're still on yellow threat level. Not so bad. Successful. Awesome.
Successful.
Now I've got these resources available to take back. And I've got a return load of 500. So what we need...
Attack imminent, Captain.
Oh, we've got attack imminent as well. So what I need to do is grab all the things that I think I'm going to need for my next part of the journey. So I'm going to take all of the things that I use for a start. And then I'm just going to grab these because I can. And then confirm.
Awaiting deployment.
And then I can't do any more. So let's get cracking on. Let's move on. Let's get into the next sector and try and hide away from them.
Full power.
Thank you. Engines at full power. I've just got to keep going now. I think I'm going to head for this star over here, or this planet over here, as fast as I can. Hopefully nothing comes and gets me in the meantime. I'm not travelling very fast because my engine speeds aren't very fast, but now I'm out of the sector that was hot on my heels with the bad guys. I'm thinking I potentially could go and visit that planet again, but I'm going to get out of here as fast as I can. We need to just keep moving from sector to sector as fast as we can, getting just enough resources. I've got 51 days worth and 52 days worth of oxygen and food. My population, the final population of Earth, 9,982. I've already lost people. People are already dying in this confinement. And my fuel level's fairly good. The only thing I'm really worried about is I've lost my lieutenant already, which is kind of bad. Did I have a mission? Yeah. I've got contamination, so I've got to send Doc Lewis to sort out the contamination. There's contaminated food.
Engineering alert.
Heating system down, so I've got to send Engineer Chuck to fix the heating system. Go back to the captain's chair. You see, it's very harsh. One simple mistake and you lose things. Very, very easily lose things. So easily to lose things that it makes it like every single choice you make could be the last choice. The last choice you get to make before you get destroyed. So, hopefully, even though I'm a crew member down, I may be able to get through a little bit more for you.
Resolved.
Contamination issue resolved, that's good. That's going to stop the population level going down by large amounts anyway. I think if I lose all my civilians, I also lose, but I haven't got that far yet. I've always been blasted out of the sky. We've got another sector to travel across.
Medical alert.
Medical alert, let's get in there. Let's see what we've got. Medical alert. Food poisoning, we'll send Doc Lewis on the medical alert.
Resolved.
Good, good. Crack on with that.
Yellow alert. Scorn tracking our position.
Okay, we've got a yellow alert in this sector, but we are just about to pass out of this sector. So that's not too bad. I don't know if I'm going to stop. I've got enough fuel, I've got enough food. I'm not going to stop at this planet because of the yellow alert. I've done that in the past, tried to stop at every planet and picked up resources everywhere. But my resources at the minute are fairly full. I've got space for more, but I really just don't want to risk it. I want to try and get through as best as I can. So now,
medical issue resolved.
I'm now going to aim at the next planet along, which is down there somewhere maybe. Is it down? Yeah, there we go. There's the planet coming into view now, so that's where we're heading next. Straight out of this sector, straight on to virtually the next sector. Oh, we got intercepted.
Ship uncloaking.
Okay, we get a fight.
Through.
The Scorn are hive race. No one knows where they came from. Their home seems to be aboard a massive ship that's always on the move. They move from star system to star system, systematically destroying and wiping out the native species of the region. Their only goal is eradication, and they look ugly. But the only option is to fight these guys. These are the people that are trying to kill Earth.
Stations.
Destroy all humanity. So, medical officer, Doc, get in there. Deflector shield requires a high command skill. Okay. Well, Digger Harris, you can get on the deflector shields for me then. Torpedoes requires an engineering skill. So we'll have Engineer Lee. Actually, Engineer Lee on lasers because that's a quicker fight. And Engineer Chuck on torpedoes. And confirm. Right, now difficult combat comes up. We can see that they've got different shield capacities, and I need to block at that. Gimme. No, I'm not going to deflect that in time. Okay, let's fire the lasers. We've got different colours, different frequencies, so we're going to go with the frequencies like this. There we go. Still taking a load of damage off me. Let's go through that.
Enemy module offline.
Right, they've got no weapons now. That's good. Okay, so let's fire blue frequency through the yellow shield. Blue frequency through the yellow shield.
Shot missed.
That worked. Okay, so now we've got to wait again. We're deflecting whatever colour they come online. When the weapons are down, though, we don't have to worry too much. They've got a blue shield, so let's fire on a red frequency. Boom, that takes some damage. And we'll fire the torpedoes on red frequency as well. Get through their blue shields. Yes, doing lots of damage to them. Red again. Let's see if we can take them out before they can get the weapons online. We need to save ourselves there very quickly. Let's go yellow. Need blue, deflect. Fire. Missed. Fire. Oh, he's got a red shield up. Dang it, I didn't see the red shield up.
Our shot was blocked.
A shot was blocked, yes. Let's go yellow. Fire. Finish it off. Through the shield. Nice.
Wiped out.
Woo! Okay.
Enemy resources recovered.
We do get to take the enemy resources, which is a bonus. But that is all we've got time for this episode, folks. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you are enjoying this type of episode, this type of series. I'm going to carry on playing now and record some more for you. So see you next episode. Thank you very much for watching.